Guys, before we get into this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Enjoy. Back to the video. You have to be obsessed. Sometimes people will try to dim out your fire. I remember when I was 10 to 12 years old, I was about to move from a school where, my parents knew the principal, and my parents had friends that would also go to that school with children there, and a lot of us would go to the same churches. And I then went to a high school at 12 years old where, first of all, I was one of perhaps 4 or 3 black people in the whole year level, maybe an accumulative 7 to 8 black people across the whole high school, right? And I remember coming there, and I had made some few friends and made a few alliances and acquaintances, and I was in the school library, and I was like to one of my friends at the time, hey, have you seen the new SpongeBob episode? Because I thought, that's what you still did at 12 years old, you watch SpongeBob. And they were like, SpongeBob? How old are you? Like 6? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, whoa, this is the best show ever. And I quickly realized that the new cool thing was to watch Cartoon Network or Disney. It wasn't to watch, SpongeBob anymore. But the reason why I mentioned that story is because oftentimes it's the most creative people that have been able to keep that childlike state of curiosity, of creation, of ideas, of concepts, of associations to things that seem childish. They're the ones that are able to bring cool things in here into the world. And that links me to my next thing, which is the people that typically create really big things or stay in things long enough to make them big are usually obsessive. And many people veer away from that word obsessive. But the thing is, and the reality is, it's the obsessive people that are the ones that build the infrastructure, are the ones that build big companies, are the ones that have the balls and the guts to actually build things that people can now use to work at, to then fund their life, fund their kids' schooling, fund their own dreams, fund their own traveling experiences. But it rewards those that are obsessed. And very, very few people are comfortable to experience or allow themselves to delve into obsession out of fear of rejection, socially, failure. Guys, listen, if you're enjoying this content, then please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And back to the episode. I'll see you guys there. But the irony is, you running away from your potential obsession, the thing that makes you just super excited every day, the thing that you can do for hours, and you're like, I only thought that was 20 minutes. That's the thing that in perpetuity, so over 5, 10, 20 years, that's the thing that you'll be looking back in retrospect when you're 40, 50, 60, 80, 100, thinking, what if? What if I was to have taken that chance? What if I was to have explored that obsession? What could I have become? What could I have created? And sometimes you have to make a very binary decision. Do I care more about how I am going to look at myself when I'm older? Or do I care more about how people will look at me now as I'm the youngest and oldest I'll ever be? And if you can make the right decision in that circumstance, and you can endure what will likely be 5 to 10 years of judgment, social rejection, people saying you should have done this, should have done that, even though you don't want the life that they have, I would rather experience that for a decade of my life, a 10th of my life, a 5th of my life. If God wants me to live a lot longer than that, I'd rather experience it just for that window of time, knowing that I could spend potentially the rest of my life creating, being that character in my own mind that I wanted to become. So sometimes these small binary decisions that we make up here dictate how we activate and move throughout each and every day. So I'd encourage you guys listening to this, be obsessive, be creative, don't kill your inner child, because otherwise you will regret it years to come. I'd rather live in some level of uncertainty now instead of have the regret of what I could have become later in my life. Some food for thought. Let me know if you guys agree. Let me know if you disagree. And it's been sitting on my head, and I've been speaking to a few people recently about this, and I've lost a few friends close to me over the last couple of months, to death. And it just becomes very apparent to me how essential making these decisions consciously really are. So that's my food for thought. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you liked it and you got something from it, or even if you didn't, please like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the algorithm favor this channel. And the more you support us, the more we can give you guys more extreme levels of value throughout 2025 and beyond. Looking forward to the next episode and being able to serve you guys. And as always, think mega. Take care.